Have you ever wondered how designers get their unique patterns, quotes, designs put on things like mugs, sweatshirts, or t shirts? Well, this is called the blanks industry. And I'm speaking with Wells Maley, who created a company called Swells of Splendor. Her company does just that. She takes her own artwork, sends it to a blanks company, and she has her own line. She's going to tell us 3 things that we need to know if we're interested in getting into this type of industry. What are like 3 things you know now that you wished you would have known then?
Oh boy, still a lot of things I wish I knew. Um, I'd say overall confidence, which this is not necessarily like a business product related answer, but kind of trickles down to that.
That's fine. That's a really good answer because I still need to hear that.
Well, I definitely don't have an overwhelming spring of confidence, but I even today I'm in this program with Georgia that's helping develop the brand, and woof, it has been kicking me. It is great, but it's a whole different world because I was a fashion merchandising major, didn't go to business school, was not
Yeah.
in the entrepreneurship program, and just there's still shock, and probably any type of creator feels this way, maybe that someone actually likes your product. I mean, I think, oh my gosh, someone's gonna find me out. Like they know I'm not this, this, and this.
Imposter syndrome. You're like, they're gonna find out I'm not real when actually you're real, you're doing it. I know that's a thing with people. Yeah.
Another one is just being different is good. And that goes with the confidence as well. But I hear podcasts say this all the time. I'm a very big podcast gal. You're gonna stand out and that's what's gonna make you special. So don't model something off of someone else because they're already doing it.
Right.
So
And sometimes being different is hard because you're like, why isn't everybody else doing this? Like, am I the weird one?
exactly, exactly. And so just throwing the spaghetti at the wall, as my coaches, advisors, everyone in Georgia is saying, it's so true that you just kind of have to put yourself out there and see what happens.
And then one last one.
One last one is I have to tell myself this, don't think too hard. I think a lot of the best ideas creatively that come from my brain happens when I don't simmer on it for too long.
Yeah.
And sometimes the easiest things, you have to just say, yes, I'm done because an artist's work's never finished and walk away and trust that it's a good product.
I think that's great advice. I have to remind myself of that as well. Like your kind of your gut instinct a lot of times is you circle back to it if you keep going too long. Tell me a little bit about Swells of Splendor.
Yes. Okay. So basically, it's a textile company, and it started because I was home junior year, going into senior year, COVID time, and I was bored and I was sad, and I wanted to see color. And I got to drawing. My mom is an artist, so I have grown up around just a creative family. And my dad worked in fashion; she worked in fashion. So this is what makes my heart sing. And when I was bored at home, I found the whole print on demand industry. And so, why I say I'm a textile company is because I don't have a lot of say in the actual product development, but I find the blanks and I put my artwork on it and then send it off into production and into the consumer's hands.
You know, you come from an artistic, creative, fashion family, and you also have a gift for graphics and art. So you essentially found a white space, which was print on demand, where you take your art, maybe others' art, and you put it onto blanks, like products that are blank, ready to be printed on, and then customized in that way. So,
Yes.
okay. So tell us a little bit about that process.
There's no upfront cost to do this. So I got to test my product's viability, so to speak. And now, a year later, it's moving away from that. I sell primarily silk scarves, which is a blank product, so to speak. I'm not sitting there actually like cutting the fabric, sewing the edges, and sending them off. Um, but at the beginning, that was just a great gift that I could choose many products at one time and see what worked. And so that was a great segue. And then the product offering that I chose, it was just things that I personally liked that I would use in my day to day, and just kind of gut instinct.
Okay, so you do things like silk scarves, t-shirts, mugs, home goods, tea
Yes.
towels, things like that.
Yes, yes. And like I said, it started out also just the artwork. I mean, as anyone knows, everything always evolves. And so the first things, I actually have it right here,
Yeah,
uh,
show us.
it was a little caricature, fashion, satirical illustration, and it was Martini Blahnik.
I love it. It's so creative. Okay, so you were really inspired by like COVID, more downtime, more free time. I have this gift of art. How can I not only fill my time, but create a business around it, which I think is awesome. Like, how did you find a source? So, how
Sure.
did you find your scarf? How did you find the blanks?
A lot of research, a lot of my mom's help as well. She would sit with me on the computer next to each other and just find resources. And that's one of the things that I cannot stress enough is that 5 years ago, probably even maybe not 3 years ago, but definitely 5 years ago, this would not have been as easy of a venture. I mean, of course, it's not easy to keep it going, but the startup ease is incredible. And it's a huge industry that's growing. And I actually recently heard someone equate it to the monogramming industry, how
Yeah.
that was bad. And at first, it was very intimidating because you had to have the applique machine or a sewing machine to do the embroidery, whatever. But now, before you know it, I mean, everyone has their own laminator to make stickers or easy workaround ways, and it's customizable. And this print on demand industry alone sounds daunting, but if you wanted to go online and find a print on demand provider, you could make your own t-shirt and have it in a week, for just a one-to-one quantity.
What kinds of blank products, like finished products that are ready for artwork, can you find?
Everything you could imagine. Truly. I mean, there are shower curtains, there are baby like changing table covers, there are baby onesies, silk scarves, leggings, yoga apparel, everything really under apparel, kitchen goods, cloth napkins, cutting
Okay.
boards,
So kind of almost everything. And there's no minimums.
the minimums.
Wow, that's really fascinating. So
It is.
tell us like what kind of art you create and like what kind of files do you have to share?
Well, I have a very retro aesthetic, is what I like to say. And I think that's what, at least I'd like to think, what makes Swells of Splendor stand out. I kind of target younger girls in college like myself because I know myself. So it's
Yeah,
easy to someone that's similar.
perfect.
And I think that's fun. I mean, you have such an ease, just ironically enough, I started the company because of our network of goods, but that also makes things kind of fall through the cracks or seem similar because anyone can get it right away. And I try to think that when designing it, okay, what's a color palette that is bright and makes a punch, or
Like
what's
maybe Twiggy would have worn or
which some of my friends don't even know who Twiggy is. And I just mind blowing to me. But still, I mean, I will take that on any day to introduce her back into my age group.
yeah.
So that's one thing that I try to keep in mind. Is just modernizing something that is a little retro that should have never stayed behind in history. It should still be today. So
Yeah. Like a year from now, where would you want to be?
I would love to be in wholesale a year from now. That's something I'm trying to work on, and why I'm moving away a little bit from the print on demand industry, because it is smaller batch and not built for the wholesale model of things.
Yeah.
And so that would be my dream of having a wholesale catalog and then only direct to consumers, scarves and fabrics, which is slowly what I'm starting to do. But as I said earlier, who knows what will happen in a year? I couldn't have predicted where I am now last year. So we'll see how the cookie crumbles.
That's awesome. That's amazing. Okay, so give us one technical tip, like something you were like, gosh, I wish I would have formatted that differently, or I wish I would have known that thing.
I was originally doing fabric repeats with this Martini Blahnik. I did not know how to make a pattern repeat to save my life. And
I don't either, by the way. So
here's my tip. I would just layer it though on full yards of fabric, which, oh my gosh, don't ever do that. And so now I have learned, and why I didn't look this up originally. I mean, it's a 4-minute YouTube video. It's just,
right. It's a 4-minute YouTube video.
But just like learning how to lay out your illustrations to make a repeatable tile, a lifesaver.
Right. And yeah, okay, got it.